Good morning and welcome to our gardener's world. It's coming from the school garden today. And while we've been away, the weeds have had a good run of things. See, look at the weeds, how they've grown. And we haven't had that moisture. We've had times when we have a moisture deficit, but these seem to have done rather well. Now in here we have see these white flowers? These are peas plants. And these have survived here way on their own. And here underneath we have a munch too. When pea pod is just ready, and you see these come from the flowers here, and the pod develops out of the flower when the flower is gone. But we have a nice little surprise down here as well. Some nice irises, lovely colours, purple and white, and with a yellow little trim down through them. And these have survived on pots. These, on the other hand, we have these plants, didn't come out so lucky, as they're up off the ground as well, and they didn't survive because they didn't get enough moisture. Over here we have a big tall lily, and it's doing rather well, accompanied by a nice little weed next to it. And over here we have an allium with a beautiful purple head. Look at that for shape. I'm now out in the back garden, and here we have some lovely wallflowers. Beautiful colours. See that? They're like snapdragons. See, they open their mouths like the dragon. I can't manage one-handed. See, watch the dragon's mouth open and close. We've also a nice lot of weeds with them as well. And this is our apple tree, the school apple tree, which was planted early in the spring. And here we have the apples developing on the branch. See, small apples, and they will get bigger and bigger. Now I think by right you're supposed to remove them in the first year. We let them run, I think. And so it's doing very well. This bed here is, we put cardboard on it to keep the weeds down during the springtime. We put the cardboard on the plot about in February, and underneath that, let's take off this. Ooh, there's a lot of fat pigs, as we call them. These are called woodlice. Oh, look at them here on the cardboard. And they are where there's rotting material. So they're eating some of these are nasturtium seeds. Whoops, got it in focus, yeah. That's a nasturtium seed, and some of those will grow if we just dug the soil. See, there's one of them here now growing. This guy is just perfect. The roots are coming out. We'll put it here on the cardboard. The roots are coming down, and then the shoot is coming up. And see the yellow tip, that'll turn green when it hits light. It's yellow because it's underground. It's been covered. And we have nice few little slugs and snails along the place as well. That's because it's nice and cool and dark, and that's what slugs like. So if you want to get rid of slugs, you don't have darkness. And over here we have the rhubarb. And if we were in class, Catherine would make some rhubarb crumble or some rhubarb tarts with this. So we pull, and this is the rhubarb. And over here we have a nice lot of weeds as well. And this weed is nearly as tall as myself. This is called a thistle. And we have beautiful ivy hedge to give us some shelter. Now we're going to get down to some work. We're going to dig this plot over and plant some potatoes. The weeds are all gone and the place has got a rough digging. Now we're going to use the fork next. The fork, garden fork, is a very dangerous thing because it has 4 sharp prongs up the front, and if these went into your toe it would be very sore. So what you have to do is be very careful always, and also the back handle, if you're working with others you could jab them in the face, so you must be careful with that. Keep your hand on top of that. When you're using the fork, you just put it down gently on the garden, and then you put your leg up and you put your leg gently on it and you wriggle around. You don't stamp on it, otherwise you'll have a sore foot very fast. So what you do is you just wriggle it around, and if it's not going down you just pick a different spot. Then you pull back and lift up. Now that's a big stone, you can put him to one side, and here we'll go dig again and lift up. And when you find roots like that, you lift them up immediately. You gather them up and put them away from where you're, otherwise they will grow weeds again. So you pick them up as you go and put them on the heap. This is the big pile of weeds that we found that I'm after digging off of that garden. Next we're going to set some potatoes. Now we won't set one too near the apple tree because the apple tree needs all the goodness it can get. So we'll set some potatoes over here at this side, over here. So I'll dig the holes and we'll put the potatoes into it. Holes have been dug. It's important to have your potatoes well into the ground, otherwise they will get sunlight onto the new potatoes and that they'll turn green and they're very bad for you. These are the sprouted potatoes. These are potatoes that we have put in for sprouting. See, there's little shoots after coming in them. Sometimes if you didn't use your potatoes at home, they start these shoots. Now if you planted any of those, they would grow. So if you've got a bag of compost and put your potato into it, you could have potatoes grown yourself at home without any soil. So we place the potato into the hole and we cover it over. And we get another one. Now these are main crop potatoes. These are the early ones that didn't get planted due to our being off school, and these are, you can see the leaves are started to grow on them. We might try a few of these. The only problem with these is that they need blight spray. The ones that I'm planted here don't need the blight spray because they're blight resistant, these guys. They're a special type. Potatoes are in the hole and we cover them up. Pick out the weed. We don't want to be growing weeds. Now we have them covered over, and as they grow we will cover the stalk up as they come, because when you're growing potatoes they grow like this. This is the potato that you planted, and the potatoes grow up along the stalk, so you need to cover them with soil so as you don't have green potatoes. See, these are baby little potatoes, and this was the one that was planted. See, it's gone dark and yucky. There we are, potatoes planted, and we'll wait for the rain. The soil is extremely dry.